Hi, John. I just wanted to tell you how honored I am to be able to talk to you in this manner. You're one of the most organized people that I know, and I've certainly had a thrill in getting to work with you. You're very well grounded as an individual, and the one thing I've always admired about you is you're family first focused. And I think that's something that we can all learn. Sometimes we get so hung up about doing work stuff, we forget what's really important, and that is our family. You have an excellent way of looking at the big picture of things and cutting through the minutia. And I enjoyed that. And when you were secretary of NCSEA, it was a lot of fun. You had a thing about the state capitals and the trips your family used to take to them. So I liked when you used to do roll call, and your roll call would be a picture of the different state capitol buildings. So thank you for sharing all of that with us. And also, your help with the completing the transition when Al came on as the new executive director for NCSEA. Between the two of us, I think we were able to do a reasonably good job of getting him acclimated because I know now he's doing an excellent job there, and that's certainly testament to your leadership. So I thank you for that, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with you, and I hope we get to interact in the not too distant future.
There's much to admire about John Schmidt. First of all, I really admire and I understand that he's a great engineer, but his leadership skills stand out to me. When when SEAU hosted the what was then called the NCSEA annual conference, we followed right behind John Schmidt, having hosted it in his organization, and everybody just said, do what John did. Contact John. John knows how to do it. And I had the same experience when I took over as the editorial chair for Structure Magazine. Everybody just kept saying, do what John did. Contact John. He knows what to do. And I was always very impressed. John has always been very organized and a great leader.
The word that comes to mind is word-schmitting. Like the original word from which this is derived, this implies organization, precision, clarity, and maybe a level of attention to detail that borders on neurosis. But it also speaks to John's love of words, his phenomenal talent in the art of the written word, and most important, his interest in and willingness to take time to help his colleagues, fellow committee members, and board members. It's also a wonderful example or symbol of John's ability to make those around him and their work better, which is ultimately the mark of a great leader, isn't it? And John definitely is a terrific leader. I first met John when I attended my first NCSEA summit, which I think we called the annual conference back in 2003, and got to know him soon after as a member of the Clients and Prospects Subcommittee of the Advocacy Committee, which has since been absorbed into the Communications Committee. John was the chair of that subcommittee at the time. Not long after I joined that committee, a few members and I had a brief exchange of emails about raising the status of structural engineers, which is still a hot topic and one near and dear to our hearts to this day. John thought it was a great discussion and suggested we use the exchange as the basis of an article in Structure Magazine. I thought, yeah, that would be kind of fun. We should think about that, but didn't really think it was going to happen. Well, thanks to John's involvement and proactivity, a couple of months later, actually in April 2005, you can look it up, the article Improving Our Lot was published in Structure Magazine. This is another example of one of John's great gifts. He's not one to ever let a good idea languish due to inaction or inattention.
I first met John when I went to my very first NCSEA conference, and it was actually also John's first NCSEA conference, and happened to be right after 9/11, the first time I think both of us had flown. And John really jumped in and then volunteered to have the NCSEA conference the next year in Kansas City. And that's leads into what the thing I most admire about John is that he's the most organized person that I know. I've told him this before, and he's going to recognize that.
So back in 2015, John finished 10 years as the chair of the editorial board of Structure Magazine. And I was vice president of NCSEA at that time, and also chair of the nominating committee. And I ran into him at an event and congratulated him and thanked him for his 10 years of service on the editorial board, and then very quickly segued into, hey, do you want to volunteer to be on the NCSEA board? And he thought about it and got back to me, and I'm so glad that he said yes and was able to serve on the board for several more years.
My final words to John would be in the form of a request. John, please stay by your phone because we're invariably going to need your help wordsmithing something at the board, and we really need your help. So stick by the phone. We'll be in touch.
Continue to be involved with NCSEA and continue to give your leadership skills to NCSEA because you've done great things, and I want to continue that trend. Thanks for everything you've done.
My advice to John as he departs from leadership at NCSEA is to do us all a great favor and don't disappear. You've been a fixture in the structural engineering community for your volunteerism on so many levels and in so many areas. You have a lot of information, a lot of leadership still, opportunities to guide and help the younger generation. So yes, take it easy, enjoy your time away from all of this responsibility, but don't disappear.
John, thank you for all that you've done over the years, for the work starting CECM, for the work on the editorial board, and then on the NCSEA board. It's a better organization. The structural engineering profession is better because of the things that you've contributed. I hope that you'll settle down a little bit here and take a little bit of a break from volunteering, but I'm sure we'll see you around, and thank you for all you've done.
On behalf of the membership and staff, I want to thank you, John, for your dedication to NCSEA. From Structure Magazine to the board of directors, you have always been at the forefront, leading us on our path to success. We will miss you, your incredible dedication to the organization, and especially your wordsmithing. Thank you for all your support.